again, everybody. Today we're going to be taking a look at the brand new Transformers Prime Beast Hunters Deluxe Soundwave. And this is pretty much the same exact mold again with Soundwave, just a repaint and a couple minor new moldings on him. But again, brand new packaging here, a real downsize from the previous RID line Deluxe packagings. And you got a photoshopped image of him there, right along the bottom right there. So that's Soundwave, Decepticon, and again, Ravage minifigure included. Come over here and you got his tech specs, and you got a image from down there. It's not really from the show, it's just really a picture of the figure once again. Flip around back here, and this is one of the things I find really disappointing. And then it says Ravage minifigure here is included, and he's all black, which would be great, but he's not. He's this really, I don't even know, it's brown, but it almost looks like there's a hint of like a maroon red in there almost. But anyways, we have him in his recon drone mode as usual, in his robot mode. And again, just like Bumblebee's, this is a really short bio here. And it says, a fanatic henchman of mighty Megatron who patrols the skies in search of the Autobot enemy. Very boring bio, even though a lot of people aren't really big on him. I mean, it's just, they're really cutting down, I guess, on ink here and the packaging size as well. And it says he comes with a Ravage minifigure again and Talon grapple cannon. That thing right there. I'm not too sure if I'm really going to be big on that. And the thing that's interesting is it still shows the original Prime moldings, like how they are in the show. It doesn't really show that they're changed because there's the original Bumblebee, but I guess we'll get into that when we see the show coming in 2013. But anyways, guys, let's open up Soundwave from the new Beast Hunters line and see what he's all about. Alright, guys, now with Soundwave from Beast Hunters out of his packaging, like I said with Bumblebee, another huge disappointment here. Really cheap plastic, same exact kind of transformation, just remolded a little bit. And I got the issue back here because of packaging. His wing is all bent over here. This doesn't really stay all together too well. He's got this new weapon here. It's his grapple, and you can shoot it like that, but it won't completely go because it has a string, and I guess that's due to what his weapon's supposed to do. Now also, the directions show that this claw is really supposed to open, but mine just won't. I've been prying at it and feel like I'm going to break it almost. I'm kind of nervous about that, so I just, even though you can't really ruin the figure any more than it's already ruined, I'm just nervous that I'm really going to crack this here and not even be able to sell this to somebody. But you can peg that on the roof there. You can come under here, and we have Ravage, which you can unpeg. And that's how the figure is really gonna be shown in the package, with this little gun thing under here hanging like that, and you can shoot it again, and of course have Ravage. No, that's not gonna work because of his head. I mean, you could put him, I don't know, I guess you could put him sideways. Let's see. No, his legs here just get in the way, so that's not going to work, guys. It's just... And the wings don't really clip in. Like, this doesn't clip into this piece, and this doesn't clip into that piece, like in the RID Soundwave, as well as it should. And also up here, you can see major gapping as to where on the RID one, there really isn't any major gapping up here. You can see a little bit right here, but it all kind of clips in together very smoothly. As to where in this one, you can see my background, the whole whiteness there. And if you try to squeeze this, then the front opens up. You close the front here, then the middle opens up. It's just, it doesn't stay, and these don't peg in too well. The plastic on here is really, really cheap. And the accessories, I could really deal without this. This isn't even really staying in too well. There we go. And as Ravage goes, pretty much the same concept. He's got a little facial detailing in there, some tiny fangs. I like how this looks up here. I really just wish these legs were just painted black. That's just probably something I'm going to have to do for myself. But pretty much the same concept as Laserbeak. And yeah, he just goes like this. Put this forward, and then he plops into his chest. And he's also very hard to plug in here, I might add. But we'll get into that when we do robot mode. And really with the Deluxe regular Soundwave from the RID line, it's really not too far off. I mean, it's pretty much everything's the same, just some plastic added on, a new design, and it's got a little bit of a greater wingspan than the RID Soundwave. But without further ado, Let's switch these guys into their respective robot modes. Now with Beast Hunter Soundwave in his robot mode and RID Soundwave in the robot modes, you can really see where everything just goes haywire with this guy. I really wish they would just stuck with the Prime series and not go into this Beast Hunter stuff. I actually was a fan of Beast Machines and Beast Wars back in the day. Not so much the toy line, but the show wasn't too terrible, you know? But as far as going back to that, I just don't think it works very well. And the colors on here are just terrible. I just don't understand all this bright yellow. And the paint job on his face is absolutely terrible. Now, zooming in on Soundwave's head, you can really see it's just a crappy paint job. Just, it looks like yellow is just thrown on here at random, and in the eyes here, it just looks like crap. I don't like it. I like this Soundwave so much better. I wish they would have stuck with it. Now, just because we got this in a toy line, it doesn't necessarily mean that this is how he's going to look in the show, but I mean, I can only assume so, being that we're getting new molds. Now, the one thing I can say about this Soundwave is that he does have Decepticon symbols on his left and his right shoulders here, as to where this one doesn't. He does come with Ravage, so that was something that I think was really going to pull people in to kind of pick this guy up, because if you were wondering, they can interchange. And take Laserbeak off, and Ravage, like I said, he's really tight in there. Out of all the cheap plastic, he's probably about the best thing out of this whole figure, because it's another projectile for your Prime series, and he's, I don't know, just kind of like another weird Laserbeak thing. It's kind of Prime looking. So there's Laserbeak, and there is Ravage, and this one is just, I don't know why this isn't, there we go, slides in so much easier, but you can interchange them. So I don't really think it's worth picking up Beast Hunter Soundwave just to get Ravage. I don't think it's worth 15 bucks. Maybe if you can find him online eventually, just selling Ravage by himself and repainting him all black, because that's probably what I'm going to end up doing. Or I might just sell my Beast Hunter figures altogether, because I like the Cybertronian aspect of it, but the color scheme is just really weird. I don't know what's with all this bright yellow and this dark brown with hints of maroon kind of red in it. And another fault is that now, because of these wings here, he can't flatten out those forearms there like he did with the RID line figure. And another thing I wanted to show you guys, you take Laserbeak out and you pop this guy back in. Now, he takes a little bit of force to really slot in there. I'll absolutely say that, because at first I felt like I was going to break it, and then I realized, oh, I just need a little bit more force. But anyways, you can put this in. That's how the directions really tell you how to put it, but I like to flip his front feet up and put it like that. I think that looks semi-cooler, and if you're going to buy him just to have him with your Prime Series RID Soundwave, that would be the way I store him as well. The directions, like I said, tell you to keep him down like that, and I really don't think that's too amazing to make you want to buy this guy. But like I said, a lot of people are really put off by these figures. I think he looks cool, the Cybertronian mold. I just think the paint scheme is really off, and the plastic is extremely too cheap. And of course, guys, you can port Ravage or Laserbeak all over this guy. He's got ports here on his forearm. You can port him in his hand. Same thing with the original Soundwave, only he's got only one in his hand. You can take his weapon here, and you can port that in there, or on his hand if you will. But I think that might actually kind of weigh him down. A little bit, but he's got pretty good foot stance. So it's really not going to do anything, but, you know, I feel like a lot of people are not going to like that string either. I don't know. There's not much more I can really say about these guys. You're just... I really was expecting at least something a little bit more out of this figure. I just didn't think the painting here was going to be all real terrible like this, is according to the packaging. I mean, you can see him right in a box, but I figured, like most figures, once I had it in hand, I was really going to enjoy it. But no, that wasn't the case. It just didn't pan out that way for me. Now also, guys, he comes with new directions now, and that whole short bio, there's now a storyline here. And if you come over here, it says Chapter 2, continued from Chapter 1, Deluxe Bumblebee. So when you buy each figure, you get another part of the story, and then there's some stats on here for his Talon grapple cannon. Snares and instantly disables targets. Data filament. I don't know. It's just stupid. I don't get it. It's really more or less of a kid's thing. So I feel like that's just the people are going to be buying. This really isn't a collector's item per se. Unless you're just the type of person that's going to collect every single Transformer you see, because other than that, I don't think it's worth it. Other than if you're really that desperate to get Ravage here. So that about wraps it up for Soundwave here. Like I said, I'm going to leave a link down below if you want to see the transformation. It's the same as RID Soundwaves, all the same articulation. So I'll leave you a link to the review I did of RID Soundwave down below. Otherwise, you can click it somewhere right around here. Stay tuned for more giveaways. Stay tuned for more great reviews of your favorite Transformers. And once again, this is Mr. TF Prime, and I want to thank you for watching.